Saurashtra Bhashabhimani Naskitanka Namaskar. In this video, we are going to see a selection of Sri Dvin, also known as Sri Vamana Padyam, which is a Saurashtri translation of the world famous Tamil classic Tirukkural by Tiruvalluvar. All the 1330 verses have been beautifully translated by the great Saurashtra poet Sri Sankhu Ram, who has retained all the features of the original verses in his Saurashtra translation. The two-line poetic form, the diction or the choice of beautiful words, and also the melody of the original words. It's really a great pleasure to read Sri Dvin in Saundarya Saurashtri. Please listen to this selection, you will really enjoy it. Okay? The 35th Sri Dvin or Saurashtra Tirukkural tells us what constitutes virtue or virtuous living. A virtuous life is that in which the four negative qualities, asuya, jealousy, adhyasa, greed, rag, anger, vakheen, foul language or foul words are avoided. It is in the avoidance of these negative qualities, four negative qualities, that dharma or virtue lies. Shall we see the Sri Dvin now? Asuya, adhyasa, rag, vakheen, charya. These four. Disuna rani si derum. A virtuous life doesn't allow these four negative qualities. Okay? The 79th Sri Dvin clearly points out which is more valuable, whether the external limbs of the body or the internal part, namely heart, that has love. The body or physical form is of no value if it internally has no love. So this is what the Sri Dvin means. What can one's external body do when their heart or mind within the body is without love? Shall we see the lines now? Rita bharad angu aski kai kelai. What can the external body do? Ratta angu bhitarangu. The real part is within. Ratta angu bhitarangu prev nitega. When the internal part, namely when the heart has no love within it. Okay? The 131st Sri Dvin tells us that good conduct marked by self-discipline is to be protected or preserved above one's life. Propriety of conduct leads to eminence in life. Therefore, it has to be given the utmost importance. Shall we see the lines now? Achar gun astiyachas den halim. Since good conduct brings all eminence in life, Acharu Jeev Summar Rakshwan Tagai. It has to be preserved, protected more than one's life. Achargun Achiyastas Den Halim Acharu Jeev Summar Rakshwan Tagai. Right? The 173rd Sri Dvin gives us to understand that high-minded people who seek higher joys in life wouldn't do any harmful or evil deed just to fulfill their trivial pleasures. They wouldn't covet other people's properties just to fulfill their own desires. Shall we see the lines now? Alpa sukham ashi adharmu karunanu. Alpa sukham is trivial pleasures. Asi, desiring. Adharmo karunano, they won't indulge in unrighteous deeds. Holla sukham acharunar, those who seek higher pleasures, higher joys in life, wouldn't do any unrighteous deed. Those who aspire for higher joys will not do unrighteous deeds merely to fulfill their mean or trivial pleasures. Right? The 221st Sri Dvin tells us what is true charity. To put it simply, true charity is that which does not expect anything in return. True charity is that which is given to the poor. All other forms of charity are done expecting something in return. That is the meaning of this Tirukkural. Shall we read the lines now? Daridru konte dete si danu. Charity is that which is given to the poor without expecting anything. Dusaraski, all the other forms of charity, other kinds of charity. Guri edursi detisa gun. All other charities are done only expecting some reward. Shall we see the lines now? Daridru kontes detesi danu, dusaraski guri edursi detisa gun. The 236th Sri Dvin emphasizes the importance of the need for a human to live a life of reputation. From birth to death, one's life should be marked by some kind of greatness that brings name and fame. Otherwise, that life is not worth living. Shall we see the lines now? Ujati ghanam senta uji, tisanhin, ujinam ujuna uchidu. It's good to be born with reputation. A life without reputation or honor may better be avoided. Right? Ujeti ghanam senta uji, tisanhin, ujinam ujuna uchidu. Okay? The 319th Sri Dvin puts forward the valuable truth that all actions have their inevitable reactions. Evil deeds especially have unfailing evil consequences. If one harms someone in the morning, the evil consequence of that deed will befall them that very afternoon. Shall we see the line now? Paruk himso phallakirati. If you do an evil deed in the morning, Apuluk himso, to oneself, Falladuvar taken away. The consequence of the deed will befall him or them that very afternoon. So this is the three Sri Dvin. Paruk himso Fallakerati, Apuluk himso, Falladuvar taken away. The 327th Sri Dvin emphasizes the idea that killing a life is to be avoided, even by laying down one's life. Never kill a life, that is the advice given to all moral beings. Apul jeevu jan hoyetin, karnaka apul, dusra hitajeev jan hoyehin karmu. Apul jeevu jan hoyetin, even if you happen to lose your life for that, never do. Dusra hitajeev jan hoyehin karmu. Don't do anything that leads to the loss of some other life. Never do anything to take a life, even if you happen to lose your life for that. Shall we read the lines now? Apul jeevu jan hoyetin karnaka apul, dusra hitajeev jan hoyehin karmu. Okay? The 331st Sri Dvin tells us that The mean-minded cannot distinguish between what is permanent and what is impermanent. They would assume that the impermanent are permanent and thus lead a miserable life. Shall we see the lines now? Nilchuna vastunaski nilchaimen hatvulan. Alpamati hoilanu hinu. The mean-minded who regard the impermanent things as everlasting will only lead a miserable life. Nilchuna vastunaski nilchaimen hatvulan. Alpamati hoilanu hinu. Right? The 377th Sri Dvin underlines the importance of the power of destiny as the determiner of human fortunes. Destiny is so indomitable or unconquerable. Unless destiny has written it on one's forehead, even if one amasses tons of wealth, one may not be able to enjoy any of it. Right? Shall we see the lines now? Likketan likke lipin hastak. Lipi is the script written on the forehead by destiny. Koti vojan chechatin. Even if one amasses lots of wealth, tons of wealth, anubhaulan apurup. You cannot enjoy that wealth if destiny doesn't allow it. That's the power of destiny. Shall we repeat the lines now? Likketan likke lipin hastak. Koti vojan chechatin. Anubhaulan apurup. Okay? Hope you have enjoyed all the Sri Dvins and the excellent morals and the meanings that they give about how to live life well. Thank you.